me again, Paps. P-A-P-S is how you spell it. And talk about good news, I'm here to tell it. The kind of good news that makes you want to dance, puts a tiger in your tank and ants in your pants. We're gonna be visiting a family, they're from Switzerland and they live in a tree. We're gonna see a clip about some little yellow guys. I tell you, man, they're in for a despicable surprise. We're gonna travel to some places that are full of danger, so you better stick close and don't you talk to strangers. We're going back in time to where it all begun. May be a little scary, but it's gonna be fun. Well, there's gonna be adventures and there's gonna be traps, so I'll look out for you and you look out for Paps. It's time for our adventure, so let's have some fun. So hang on to your hats, guys, and let's get her done!
I'm loving it up here! I'll see you guys back down in the studio! Bye!
Woo! Boy, that was a pretty good flight right there. I enjoyed that, if I must say so myself. Thank you very much. All right, time to get serious, guys. Of course, I'm talking about the fun stuff, the real fun stuff. Opening a present! What could this one be? An accordion? A pet monkey? An extra bit bot? It's a chia pet! It's not just a chia pet. It's a Bob Ross chia pet. Oh, do y'all know who Bob Ross is? He's like a famous artist, one of the most famous in the world. Oh man, check this out. Ooh, look at it. Bob Ross. Man, have y'all ever seen Bob Ross paint? He's like, oh, we can take a little happy tree and put it, oh, seeds. That is so cool. Oh, let me read the instructions. Whoa, okay. We gotta mix the seeds up and we gotta soak this baby in water for like 30 minutes. So we'll do that in just a little while. And then we're gonna paint us some nice, pretty Bob Ross green hair. We'll be back to that. You know, speaking of planting seeds, wouldn't it be cool to live in a tropical paradise? I mean, every kind of plant and flower and tree and fruit and vegetable and cool animal that you could imagine. Well, that's exactly where our next family lives. Their name is the Robinsons, and they're from Switzerland. But when they were shipwrecked, they ended up in a much different place. Let's watch.
Sharks! Sharks!
Yet together, with a quiet kind of daring and a proud kind of courage, the Swiss family Robinson transformed this island jungle into an exciting tropical paradise.
The world is full of nice, ordinary little people who live in nice, ordinary little houses on the ground. But didn't you ever dream of having a house up on a treetop? Up there's the boys' room. Good boy, Lightning. Hey! Dave, let me get on, Clementine. Give me a chance.
Come on, Rocky, get the win.
Come on, Lightning. Out of my way.
Out of the way, Clementine.
Come on.
Whoa, now tell me that doesn't look like fun. I mean, who would want to live in a treehouse with a swimming hole and slides and a rope swing and a bunch of pets, especially pets you can ride? I mean, a baby elephant? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Talk about a tropical paradise, but you know, sometimes things aren't always what they seem to be. Check this out. Boy, those minions thought they were in for a treat, but all they got was a trick. And it wasn't even Halloween. Now, let's travel to an imaginary country called Bulgaria. Now, this is gonna sound weird, but in Bulgaria, children were forbidden. I mean, there were no children. As a matter of fact, there was this one funny-looking man. He was like a dog catcher, but he was a child catcher. Check this out.
There are children here somewhere. I can smell them. Ah! They are here somewhere. I can feel it in my bones. There are children here somewhere. Children in the toy. Aha. Quick, open it up!
Whoa, they got lucky. I mean, they were face to face right there with that child catcher, but they fooled him with those clever disguises. I hope they know just how lucky they were. Let's find out.
Here we are, children. Come and get your lollipops. Lollipops, come along, my little ones. And all free today. Cherry pies, cream puffs, ice cream.
Kinder, komm bei!
Hey, wait!
Children, come back here. Come along, my little dears, my little mice. Come to me. What will it be? Ice cream?
Yes, ice cream!
Strawberry,
Please,
chocolate?
chocolate,
It's all inside.
Oh,
Come
please,
along, my
come
little
on,
dears.
yes,
Go inside, lot of baby. Go inside, my little dears.
Oh no, man! Wow, why did they fall for it? I mean, they already knew that the child catcher was after them. They already knew what he looked like, and on top of everything else, they were in the toy maker's workshop. They had every toy in the kingdom to play with. I can't bear to watch anymore. I gotta do something different. I know what I'll do. I'll open another present! What could this be? Catcher's mitt? Maybe this one is a pet monkey. Or maybe it's a pie in the face game. It's a pie in the face game! Pie in the face. Man, I've always wanted one of these. Let's open this baby up. All right, here goes nothing. Five. Well, that was embarrassing. Let's go meet another kid. This guy's name is Mowgli, or as the animals call him, Man Cub. Let's see if he ends up any better than those other kids. I mean, no pie on his face, if you know what I mean.
I'm not afraid. I can look out for myself.
Say now, what have we here? Oh, it's a man cub. A delicious man cub.
Oh, go away and leave me alone.
Oh, that's just what I should do, but I'm not. Oh, now, please go to sleep, man cub.
Yes, man cub. Please go to sleep. Please go to sleep. Sleep, little man cub. Rest in peace. Sleep. Sleep.
Bagheera.
Oh, now, there's no use arguing anymore. Now, no more talk till the morning.
He won't be here in the morning.
Hmm? No, yes, he will. Car! Hold it, car!
Oh, my sinus.
Whoa, it's a good thing he had a friend there, isn't it? I hope he learned his lesson. Let's watch and see.
It's you.
Yes, man cub. So nice to see you again.
Oh, go away. Leave me alone.
Let me look at you. You don't want me to look at you? Then you look at me.
No, sir. I know what you're trying to do, cop.
You do? I mean, you don't trust me.
No.
Then there's nothing I can do to help.
You want to help me?
Certainly. I can see to it that you never have to leave this jungle.
How could you do that?
Oh, I have my own subtle little ways. But first, you must trust me.
I don't trust anyone anymore.
I don't blame you. I'm not like those so-called fair-weather friends of yours. You can believe in me. Trust in me. Just in me. Shut your eyes. Trust in me. Hold still, please.
No! He fell for it! Did you see that? Mowgli was doing so good until that sneaky snake told him, "Oh, I can help you, but only if you trust me." I've just got to stop. I can't do this anymore. I've got to go to my happy place. My tropical paradise. As a matter of fact, let's go way back in time. Back to where we left off on our last episode. Back to the day after God finished creating the heavens and the earth and the sun and the moon and the stars and the clouds and the sea and the birds and the fish and the animals and the man and the woman. I'm talking about the seventh day because that's the day God rested. But I'd like to go back even further than that, one more day, to the day that he did create the man and the woman, because that is such a special day. I think we need to talk about it some more. I mean, just how God created the man and the woman. You see, God created the man by forming him out of dust. And then he breathed life into his nostrils. That's his nose. And he named the man Adam. Imagine Adam there in the Garden of Eden. That's the tropical paradise that God created. And God told Adam, I've created this garden for you to live in forever. And of every tree in the garden you may eat of freely, but not of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. For if you do, for that day you surely shall die. Seems simple enough, huh? One rule. Well, anyway, Adam was there with all of the animals, and he gave them all names. And God saw that Adam was lonely and needed a mate. So God called Adam to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, God took a rib from him. And from that rib, he created a woman, and he called her Eve. Man, how great would that be? You think that Swiss Family Robinson had it good? Adam and Eve, right there, living in the Garden of Eden, walking with God every day. I can only imagine. There was just something about that fruit on that tree of knowledge of good and evil that Eve just couldn't get out of her mind. So, Adam told Eve what God had told him. Eve, we cannot eat of that tree of knowledge of good and evil, for on that day we will surely die. What Adam didn't know was up in that tree was a sneaky, crafty little snake, and he was whispering in Eve's ear, Eve, go ahead and eat the fruit. Come on, Eve. You know you want to. Trust me. The only reason God doesn't want you to eat it is because it will make you as smart and as powerful as He is. Now that is called temptation. So what do you think Eve did? Did she fall for it like those kids fell for the child catcher and his candy? Or like Mowgli, did she really think that that snake was trying to help her? And more importantly, what would you do? What would you do if somebody offered you something to help them cheat on a test? Or what would you do if somebody offered you something that you knew you shouldn't do? Or how would you act if you saw one of the cool kids playing a trick or picking on somebody? Would you be quiet because you're afraid they would start picking on you instead? What choice would you make? Would you listen to that tiny voice inside you, and you know what voice I'm talking about? Or would you listen to that sneaky snake? Sometimes it's not easy to make the right choice. Let me tell you what choice Eve made. She listened to the snake. She ate that forbidden fruit. And then she talked Adam into eating it too. And from that moment on, they knew they were wrong. And they tried to hide from God. But you can't hide from God, can you? You remember a while ago when we had talked about how God had created Adam and Eve to live forever? Well, since they chose to disobey God on that very day, their bodies started growing old and dying. Now, does this mean that if you make a mistake or a wrong choice, that you should try to hide from God? I mean, everybody makes mistakes, right? Well, here's that really, really good news we like to talk about. Thanks to Jesus, even if we do make mistakes, even if we do make bad decisions, all we have to do is call out to Jesus and we're forgiven. John 3:16 tells us, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life." And that, my friends, is the greatest news in the history of anything ever. And speaking of good news, we said we're gonna plant this thing, right? So check it out, guys. I'm fixing to take it, and we're gonna go to the kitchen, and we're gonna plant it, and we're gonna bring it back and show you what it looks like. Now, it's not gonna look like anything yet, but we're gonna keep an eye on it for our next few episodes. And it's gonna grow a big old pretty Bob Ross afro. You're gonna see, it's gonna be cool. Check it out. All right, guys, we are almost out of time right now, but we do have time for what? Mom, I don't want to take a bath right now. Come on. Guys, I'm sorry. I gotta go take a bath. But remember, God loves you, Paps loves you, and we'll see you next time. Bye.